The first activity we did was the Imagineers. This is an activity where they teach you how to build roller coasters, how you do in big theme parks like Disney and Universal. Some of the materials we had in this activity was styrofoam tubes that were different lengths, a marble, and some tape.
We were allowed to do like loops and corkscrews, which is like, it's kind of like a loop, but it doesn't go around. It just like makes the marble go like that, and it's the most difficult one, so it's worth the most points. And at the end, they tallied up the points, and whoever had the most was the winner. And the high schoolers ended up winning in first place, or they had the most points out of the middle school group. Our group came second. It was me, Donovan, Evelyn, Manaya, and Connor.
Barrios, I'm in
Barrios, and we could have done way better, but we didn't have time to finish what we were doing. So, because they put us on a 15-minute time limit.
Then, after we were graded on how good our roller coaster did, the first place winners were awarded candy. The way that they graded the roller coasters was by the difficulty of the things you did. Like if you did a loop, the bigger the loop, the more amount of points it was worth, since it would be harder for the marble to go through the entire loop.
From a rating 1 to 10, we'll probably give it a 9, because we only had 15 minutes. I would have liked more time, because it was fun.
Alright, what we did on our activity was we were in how well can you build a structure.
How smart can you build a structure?
Same thing.
Alright.
Some of the things that we did was we saw a thing where it vibrates, and if you put a cone on it, it would sing.
It's like it was called piezoelectric, I don't remember the full name. What I mostly remember is piezoelectric.
And if you put a piece of paper around the vibrating metal, he hooked up his cell phone and it played music.
You listen to Barney.
Yes, we listened to Barney.
We also learned about these things called shape memory alloys. They're basically these little wires that can remember their former shape. There were a bunch of straight ones that we had on the table, and we messed with them a lot. Then we put them into a beaker full of hot water, and then they went back to their original straight shape.
And some of them almost hit Gavin.
Yes. Did you enjoy that, Gavin?
Another one of the things we did was we saw this mixture that was made out of like oil and
oil
and iron filling, and it looked like oobleck.
Black oobleck.
And he was using magnets, and it was moving, and there were like clumps of iron would move across it, and I almost got it on my clothes that day.
And that would have not been good.
No. But it was really fun, and we also saw this guitar that was made out of light-up wires, LED lights, and it was cool because it would alternate through colors. In a rating from 1 to 10, we rated it like 50.
I'd say like, that's over exaggerating, child. I'd say like 7, 8, 9, like in that range.
And something we would have changed is having more time in that area because we didn't get much time there. Yes. And that was enjoyable.
Okay, so, well, we were doing this activity called Come Fly With Me, and it's about these, how aerodynamics affects planes and how most of the engineering we have today goes into aerodynamics, like space engineering goes into aerodynamics, and there were these the flaps on the planes that make them turn and go up and down. Well, they were a little bit too heavy, and sometimes they would make the plane go slower than usual. So it would slow down the actual time that the plane would get to its destination. And these people, I forgot their name, but I think it was pretty close to like Flexi or something. And they made these flaps that were a lot lighter, but did their job of carrying the people safely from one place to another. But they were lighter, so the plane would go faster, and it would have less flight time using less fuel. And your turn.
Okay. We're going to talk about the different types of planes and their wing shape. Okay.
What are you talking
The
about?
wing shape affects how the plane flies farther and faster. And apparently my plane was aiming at your size up.
Yeah, it hit me in the side of the head. There were paper airplanes, by the way.
We don't know the names of them, but
They were
there was
dark classic.
And monkey.
Yeah.
Dart and Monkey.
Dark classic and monkey.
Dart, Classic, and Monkey. And it was really fun, but it wasn't the best because I had barely any time.
We also had they were like paper airplanes that we folded out of paper, and then we would test them. He put a really big measuring tape, and he put it to its longest length, and we would throw the airplanes and see how far they went. We used the classic. I think the highest was about 12 inches from where we were standing.
What?
12 feet from where they were. No, that was the dart. So the classic went 12 feet. The dart went
Like all the way to the end of the
it
room.
went all the way to the end of the room. And then we used we made this one called the monkey, and it's basically you have to throw it more down than you have to do a regular paper airplane.
You have to aim up so it'll.
Yeah, so it'll keep going because the airflow, it gets underneath the wings because the wings are bigger than a normal paper airplane, so it will make the plane go upwards more.
And it would do loops.
It would do loops and weird things. But the weird thing is that one, I think the highest was like 6 feet or something like that.
I'm not all the way
It was
across.
really bad. And then we just, at the end, for fun, for the last 5 minutes, we had nothing to do, so we just made a bunch of random paper airplanes and just started throwing them all over the place, trying to make it into the trash can.
We played basketball with paper.
Yeah, pretty much.
I tried to hit the teacher in the face. I didn't mean to though.
Yeah. So, that was our activities, and,
3 things.
I think out of the whole thing, I think we would have all rated it about, on a 9 out of 10 rating, it would be about I think we would go an 11.
Yeah,
11, 12. 11, 12.
That was the best one.
So, yeah. And
3 things we would like see in that activity was more time, more paper airplanes,
Definitely more time.
more designs, probably.
more design,
Because we only had like 3.
and more trash cans.
Why? Do you want a bigger paper airplane more?
Yes.
Okay,
We have to do
so
that.
that was our 3 activities.